The DH. Tommy Pham is in left. Joey Wendell at shortstop. Brandon Lau at second, hitting sixth in front of Kevin Kiermaier. Jake Bowers will hit eighth, and Nick Schufel is the catcher. Nick batting ninth.
Well, taking the mound tonight for the Toronto Blue Jays is going to be right-hander Sam Gaviglio, making his 22nd start of the season. Record 3-8, ERA of 5.25. This will be the third time that he goes up against the Tampa Bay Rays. His last outing against them, overall he's 0-2 with a 6.23, but the last time out against the Rays actually threw the ball pretty well. That was back on August the 11th. He went 5 1/3 innings, giving up 2 runs, just 1 earned, no walks, and 7 strikeouts in that contest. Let's take a look at the defense and see how it's going to line up behind him here tonight. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. And in the outfield, left to right, we've got Billy McKinney, Kevin Pillar, and Randall Grichuk. Across the infield, third to first, Aledmus Diaz, Lourdes Gurriel Jr., Richard Urania, and Rowdy Tellez, with Danny Jansen back behind the plate.
Well, there's Kevin Cash, and boy, what a run it has been. The Rays have won 5 in a row. They start tonight at 85 and 66, and it seems with each passing day, Kevin Cash gets more support for the manager of the year, and he's going to be a strong contender right down to the wire. Well, here's Malik Smith, first pitch of this game, and it's in there, a strike call.
Well, if you remember with Gaviglio, he is sinker, slider, curveball, changeup. Not overpowering, has to manipulate the strike zone and move his pitches around in order to be successful.
And a comebacker. Gaviglio with a toss to first. Alex is out, number 1. Speaking of outstanding managers, Gaviglio is the grandson of Ralph Houck, who was manager of the Yankees and the Detroit Tigers. That's quite a baseball legacy to carry to the mound with you.
I was going to say, that's some rich bloodlines here in the game of Major League Baseball.
Here's Matt Duffy, and another comebacker. Getting a little pitcher's fielding practice.
Yeah, getting some work, and you know what? That when he's going good, you will get a lot of ground balls, and that heavy on that sinker. And I'll tell you, that one that he threw right there to Matt Duffy had some really good late sinking action to it. So we'll have to see if he's able to keep that up all night long. Tough pitch to get underneath and get airborne and drive.
Well, Ji-Man Choi takes a little time settling in, and he, like the Rays, collectively has been on a nice run. 10 home runs on the year for Choi, 8 of those in a Rays uniform. 1 ball, no strikes. Ground ball again, this time to second. Urania up with it, and a 1-2-3 first. No scores. We move into the bottom of inning number 1. lineup for the Blue Jays, presented by your local Ford dealers. Billy McKinney, followed by Lourdes Gurriel Jr. and then Justin Smoke, the DH. Randall Critchick is the cleanup hitter. Rowdy Tellez at first, Kevin Pillar in center. Aledmys Diaz at third. Danny Jansen will hit eighth and catch, and Richard Urania will bat ninth and play second. All against Ryan Stanek. First pitch, late swing and miss on the fastball.
Well, Ryan Stanek, how about this? For the 27th time, he will open up a game for the Rays. He's got an ERA of 2.5, opponent average of 175. The 26 previous, all of 36 innings.
Upstairs, and the big shift on for McKinney. Duffy, the lone man on the left side of the infield.
Yeah, there you go. And you see him all bunched up over there on the right side, and Brandon Lau.
Down to first on a scoop by Bowers. 3 unassisted to start the bottom of the inning.
Well, let's go ahead and set the defense for you. Brought to you by Golden Diamond Source. In the outfield left to right, we've got Tommy Pham, Kevin Kiermaier, and Malik Smith. And across that infield, third to first, Matt Duffy, Joey Wendell, Brandon Lau, and Jake Bowers with Nick Schufo behind the plate.
So Ryan Stanek retiring the first hitter on the ground ball. There's Lourdes Gurriel Jr. playing shortstop. Fastball upstairs. Gurriel at 291. Two ball, no strikeout. The AARP take on, in this case, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. And the most hits to the first 60 big league games. 66. That's third for the Blue Jays when you calculate young hitters coming up and breaking in. That's Wendell playing shortstop, and he throws out Gurriel Jr.
Yeah, he had 2 hits in their ball game yesterday, which turned out to be a 2-1 loss. In fact, that was their first loss in the last 5 games. This team has won 4 out of 5, but he's had 20 multi-hit games through his first 60. Pretty impressive youngster here for the Blue Jays as they look to rebuild.
Blue Jays come in 69 and 83 after a very fast start over the first 2 or 3 weeks of the season. Things just did not work out for the Blue Jays. Smoke fouling it back, going after the fastball.
When you think of the health issues that this team had, Devin Travis, not there all season long. Of course, Troy Tulowitzki didn't play. Josh Donaldson was limited. Same finger issue with Sanchez on the starting staff.
Yeah, and those high hopes disappeared early.
Yep.
0-2. 4 outfielders now for the Rays defensively. That left side open completely.
There you go. Count them out. How about it?
And that is strike 3 call. 1-2-3 first. We're headed into the second. No score.
finish is the afternoon of Tommy Pham yesterday. This was coming after a base hit his first time up. He's then going to shoot one out to right field, and then on Bartolo Colon, you leave it out over the middle of the plate. And right now, Tommy Pham is banging him around the yard. Had two big ones yesterday, part of a big afternoon for the Rays.
Well, here he is beginning the second, and another comebacker. This is getting a little more than the Rays bargained for against this guy.
Yeah, Uncle. 3 of the first 4 hitters, and I'll tell you what, they're attacking Gaviglio early because he throws a lot of first pitch strikes, and he is in the zone early in the count. But right now, pounding that ball right into the ground, which is exactly what he wants him to do. Well, these sinker ball guys, you try to see that ball up in the zone. Those are the ones that flatten out. Those are the ones that you can drive.
Joey Wendell playing shortstop tonight, starting at 3:02, and he takes a pitch, strike one. 4 hits on Tuesday, 3 hits yesterday. He continues to put together an outstanding rookie year. Jackpot brought to you by the Florida Lottery, and coming out of the Texas series, 8 for 12 with 4 doubles. Another comebacker. 4 of the first 5 hitters have gone out pitcher first.
All one hoppers. One hopper, nice, easy, right to even he's cracking a smile. You don't see this.
Enough already. Well, let's see what Brandon Lau can do. Lau starting at second base, but to end the first, he was the 4th outfielder.
Deep in right center.
And a foul ball.
We'll have to show you that too the next time that Justin Smoke comes to the plate, if the Rays play it the same way. But Brandon Lau went deep out into right center field and then had to exchange gloves with the bullpen. Get the outfielder glove for his time out there and then exchange them back as he came back in.
Ground ball. Urania, the second baseman. 6 up, 6 down, 6 ground ball outs. No score. Follow the race to the postseason on MLB.tv. For $25.99, watch every out-of-market regular season game, plus get a free subscription to MLB At Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this limited time offer. The umpires tonight started this game without their normal equipment, without their shoes. they had to use other shoes because their equipment was delayed getting here. And so we're going to take a little pause here while the umpires put on their shoes and the rest of their own personal equipment that normally travels with them but did not get to Rogers Center in a timely fashion.
Well, and you'd like them to be timely getting those shoes on and getting back out on the field to play. Ryan Stanek has already warmed up.
Yeah, and if it goes too long, and you would know better than anybody else up here how difficult that can be for a pitcher.
Yeah, well, and I think that they said, hey, listen, give us a second. They're putting their shoes on, and then we're going to go out there and get ready. So then they were, you know, let out onto the field. Ryan has already thrown all of his warm-up pitches, and still nowhere to be seen are the umpires. And, yeah, certainly that can be annoying if you're out there on the mound, for sure.
Well, there's Laz Diaz, and you can see those sneakers pretty stylish, by the way. But he's going to change those out. And meanwhile, Andy Fletcher, who's working the plate, is all set to go, but of no mind to be the only umpire as play would resume. It gives us an opportunity to take a look at that four-man outfield, however, the Rays had.
Well, Brandon Lau right out here deep into right center field, moving from his second base position. The Rays giving away the left side, no infielders. And then there's Brandon Lau after the strikeout. Go get your infielder's glove and head on back in. Everybody's done with the shoes and the snacks, and it's time to play ball again.
I thought for a moment we were having an umpire's day where they could wear any shoes they wanted.
Hey,
now
umpires
that's an idea.
weekend.
Yes. So they're all set. And so too is Ryan Stanek. Randall Kritchik will open the bottom of the second inning. There's the first pitch strike. A 1-2-3 first for Stanek, including a strikeout of Smoke. And 0-1 here to Grichuk, and that's going to be a fair ball. Down there, the sidewall, fans are reaching for it, but I don't think they made contact. It's going to be a double in any case, one way or another, for Grichuk. And he might have made just a little contact on it.
Yeah, it definitely looked like that ball deadened for sure. But, yeah, regardless, I mean, that was going to end up to be a two-bagger anyway. That slider just hangs in the middle of the plate. Grichuk, watch him get around this pitch. Oh boy, is that close.
Well, I think it's close enough that the Rays are asking the umpires to get together and maybe reconsider whether that was actually fair or not.
That ball had a heavy hook to it. It went right over the bag, but that angle looked like maybe it hits foul.
Well, they're going to say interference anyway, so maybe, as it turns out, they didn't discuss whether it was fair or foul, but boy,
that is close.
That is very close.
And yeah, you could see the way that the ball came off the wall and hit a hand. So that was not called properly, and I don't know if that ball was actually fair.
For Grichuk, his 29th double. So a scoring threat by Toronto. Rowdy Tellez up here. And he shoots one deep into right center. That ball is going to get out of here. Jumped on the first pitch. And it's 2-0 Toronto. Remember when we first saw Tellez, He came on to pinch hit against the Rays and jumped on the first pitch and hit the ball a long way.
And he got a hanger, Dwayne. A hanging split. Now think about this. The 2 balls hit here for extra bases. It was a hanging slider to Grichuk and then the hanging split to Tellez. And a quick 2-0 lead here for the Blue Jays.
Here's Kevin Pillar. Shortens and takes the pitch for a ball. Pillar 246 with 14 home runs. Home run for Tellez, his second of the year. Did he go? Yes. Now 1-1.
Kyle Snyder out there taking a long, hard look at Stanek. How about that? You know what that is? You think about the previous fastball that he checked his swing on, or tried to check his swing on, and then swinging at that slider, just not picking the ball well coming out of the hand of Stanek when you're swinging at breaking balls like that. And I mean, that's a full swing. That wasn't even half-hearted.
So it's 1-2. A little tapper foul. Outstanding touch for his 7th home run of the year. And that's the first home run he's given up to a left-handed hitter. All 6 prior had been to right-handed hitters.
And he'd also held them to a 152 average coming in.
That's a one hopper to left on a line. Pham with a pickup. And Pillar's aboard.
And right now, if you're Ryan Stanek, you know, you can't do anything about the hanging pitches that got hit hard. But we saw the first 2 strikes of this at bat were pitches well out of the zone. So this guy has shown you he's not picking the ball well up coming out of your hand. And so when you finally do get ahead of him and you can start to expand, he comes right back into the zone and ends up letting Pillar off the hook.
No, Chirinos has been up in the bullpen, and he's got to get a call here. Kevin Cash coming out. Stanek faces 6. Call to the bullpen. Brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Stanek out, Chirinos in. The new Monopoly Jackpot Scratch-Off from the Florida Lottery. A new spin on a classic with a top prize of $5 million. So unleash the excitement anytime. The Florida Lottery. It's your ticket. Claim it. Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly. An inning plus. Couple of runs and a man on as Stanek departs in favor of Chirinos. 17 pitches for Stanek. Chirinos on to face Aledmus Diaz with a man at first. And Chirinos, a guy who can throw a double play ball, and the Rays would love to see that here.
Very good power sinker. There it is.
Strike 1.
And he'll even take that velocity up a couple of notches.
And a ground ball over to first. Duffy had no option except first, not hit hard enough. And Pilar moves into second.
Well, letting this Diaz, it almost works out like a bunt. Bump the guy over, hit a soft ground ball. Now you got to go to work. Can't let this lead continue to grow. I mean, this game here for the Rays about as must win as they have had during their current hot streak.
Yeah, the Athletics have beaten the Angels 21-3 in Oakland.
Oh, I see. I thought that was the Raiders over the Rams.
It's a football score, to be sure. There's a strike to Danny Jansen. Angels scored first with a run in the third. Then the Athletics scored 5 in the third, 7 in the fourth, 6 in the sixth after the Angels had scored their second run. 3 more runs in the seventh for Oakland. They had 21 runs, 22 hits. Jansen jammed and bounces it to third. And the throw from Duffy takes care of Jansen. 2 gone, with Pilar still at second. Well, our Toyota inside look. And here's the breakout in terms of what the Rays have left and Oakland right now at this very moment. The Rays are 6 games back of that second wild card spot.
Yeah, so you've got to win tonight, get it back to 5.5, and it'll be 5.5. The Rays play 1 more game than the A's. The A's have a game in hand, so you've got a chance to get that 5.5 then to 5. But regardless, cannot afford any more slip-ups or many more.
Urania fouls it out of play. Strike 1.
It's going to be difficult. The Oakland A's, their magic number now down to 5 to clinch a playoff berth. Of course, the Yankees, they mauled the Red Sox in yesterday's game.
Yeah, starting play today, the Rays had 7 games left with Toronto and 4 with the Yankees, this game included. And nothing in 2. Urania missing that one. Chirinos has come on and made some very good pitches. That's the up-to-date American League wild card chase right now. Rays 6 back, 5 in the loss column. And a wave and a miss. Chufo with the peg down to first. Nice job by Chirinos. Through 2, it's 2-0 Toronto. On, brought to you by W.B. Mason. Who but W.B. Mason, the official office supply company of the Tampa Bay Rays. By Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. By Sling TV. Live TV you love, only better. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Here's Kevin Kiermaier lifting one deep to center. And Pilar is back just in front of the warning track. One gone.
Move in the right direction for the Rays. A ball in the air. Had trouble getting them airborne off of Gaviglio. And by the way, Dwayne, have you ever seen the lines of the first two innings? First inning, the Rays 1-3, 1-3, 4-3. And the same exact thing in the second inning. 1-3, 1-3, 4-3.
Yeah, the only variance, 5 pitches in the first, 6 pitches in the second. There's a foul ball back. There will be a time, if we haven't had it already, that this same thing will occur, but there'll be 5 pitches in the first and 5 in the second. No 2 games are ever alike. But 2 innings, they're pretty close to being exactly alike.
Yeah, and you've never seen that. I've never seen that. I mean,
can't recall seeing it.
No, Gaviglio, after the second ground ball back to him in the second inning, even he, as the ball went around the infield, was kind of, you know, that half little chuckle, like, what is going on out here?
Two balls and a strike.
That's the kind of sequence that you throw into the middle of a movie. And as you're sitting there watching, like, how dopey is that? That would never happen.
Now 3-1. Jake Bauers coming off a couple hits yesterday. Shufo on deck. And the Rays get a base runner. 1 out walk. Well, it was important for Chirinos to do the job he did in the bottom of the second, because now you get a man on base, you have the potential tying run at the plate.
And the Rays, they've been hitting, you know, it's not been a big part of their offensive game all season long, but here in the month of September, you saw it in the open. 23 homers in 17 games. It has started to make a little bit of a comeback. I'll tell you, a lot of those home runs that they have hit have been with guys on. A lot of 2-run shots, get some 3-run shots, grand slam.
Well, there's some legitimate power up and down this Rays lineup. We've seen that develop out of these young bats. Runner breaking, and that pitch foul out of play. So the Rays starting Bauers.
And that's unfortunate, because Jake Bauers he would have had that base stolen probably without a throw. He got a huge jump off of Gaviglio.
And a foul again out of play. So it's 1-2. Gaviglio has pitched much better at home than on the road. His ERA overall is 5.25, 3.23 at home, and 7.91 on the road. So they pushed him back so he could start this series here at Rogers Center. He's 1-6 away from here and 2-2 in Toronto.
Yeah, and obviously, you know, some recognition that there is a comfort level here by the team, and you can see why. Those numbers stark in their contrast.
Shufo finished out the game yesterday in Texas behind the plate. Had a couple of at-bats, 0 for 2. Ground ball right side. Urania has to move far to his left, and so the only plays at first. Bowers moves into second. She fell out of there 4-3. Well, Alex Smith will be coming up with a man in scoring position. Malik started the night 2 for 5 in his career against Gavilio. And after the comebacker to the mound, hitting an even 300 on the year as he steps in right now. Rays were second in the American League in team hitting, 260, and second in team ERA, 259. A little conference here, Jansen and Gavilio.
They've been swinging the bat so well up and down the lineup, and I'll tell you what else they've done is, when opposing teams, and it hasn't been often, when they've scored against the Rays have had quick answers, and here's an opportunity, that runner at second with 2 outs, to eat back into that lead and let Toronto know that you're not going to run away with this game. We're going to be here all night long, and they need to be. Big game.
Pitch is wide. Fouled. Out of play, 1-1. We talked in recent days about Alex using the entire field and going the other way. And the Toronto defense, particularly in the outfield, reflects that. You can see Grichuk and Wright way off the line.
Yep. And you see him out there in right center. And then you've got Pilar.
1-2 on Malix. Pilar shortened up at center.
Yeah, taking away anything that's going to be dropped in front of him. Worried about that more than the shot to straightaway center.
It's a foul ball right into the hands of Jansen. First game of 4 here. Rays will be using the opener again tomorrow. Glasnow pitches Saturday and Blake Snell on Sunday. And lifted to the left side toward the line. McKinney is there from left. The Rays leave a man at second through 2.5. 2-0 Toronto. Toronto to support Joey and the Rays. Fans make a donation to the Rays Baseball Foundation. From the 24th through the 30th of September, you'll receive a scratch-off card. You can win tickets to a 2019 home game or a jersey right off a player's back. First pitch, Billy McKinney lifts it into left, and Pham is right there to make the catch. One pitch, one out here in the bottom of the third. For more information on that offer, visit raysbaseball.com/shirts. Every card a winner, so the more you donate, the more you win. Gurriel takes the first pitch, and that's a strike. First time Chirinos has faced him tonight. And I'm not sure if time had been called or not there. Gurriel stepped out. Chirinos was set to make the pitch, and I'm not sure Fletcher ever called time.
I think you're absolutely right, Dwayne, and that is exactly why, if you're out there on the mound, just finish the pitch. Just finish the pitch. You start your delivery, finish it. This is a way to get hurt right there.
1-2 the count right now.
Kind of like those plays that we talk about that are close. If you're an infielder, just make the play. Let them call it foul, call it fair, but you go and make the play.
Upstairs.
And so let me ask you this. So he never gave him time, and you abort your delivery. Ball?
Well, you just don't make a pitch, as we saw there. The interesting thing about that, the downside of that, obviously the pitcher startled to the point where he stopped.
Yep.
Well, what if you go ahead and make a pitch and you wind up leaving it out over the plate? The guy steps in again and hits it out.
No, that only one guy can do that. He doesn't play anymore. That was Bo Jackson. Remember when Bo Jackson did that?
Yeah.
Called time, stepped out, realized he didn't get it, jumped back in,
that's right,
and homered.
That's right.
There's Brandon Lau.
How about that? Well, here is Justin Smoke, and the Rays employ that 4 outfield defensive setup. Lau out there again.
Looked like he had a gold glove too. Had the gold stitching on the back of that hand. There you go.
Hey, how about that? Well, if you're going to do it, I mean, have the very best equipment you can get.
Could that be a Kevin Kiermaier model?
Anything for the team, I'm sure Kiermaier would say.
He's like, you know what? You can use my gold glove. I'll wear the platinum. I'll wear the platinum.
Enough to go around.
Yeah.
Two and one. 2 outs. Base is empty. Now 2-2. Interesting, this deployment. I mean, there's nothing on the left side. Nothing at all. Of course, he's 2 strikes now, 2-2. And 4 outfielders. Actually, if there are 5 men in the outfield, because even with that infield setup, you've got Wendell out there in short right. So you actually have 5 defenders in the outfield. And a walk.
Well, there's no defense for that.
A 2-out walk. And Randall Krechik will be the hitter. And trotting back into the infield is Brandon Lau. He's the second baseman, but playing on the shortstop side of second right now. Fouls it back, strike 1.
And then you think about with Jake Bauers having to hold the runner on, you really open up that right side. Obviously, the Rays not worried about that at all. Grichuk is a guy that you start to think about extra base hits, gap to gap. We already saw him line one up the third base line for a double.
Pitch in on him, and he did go. Tried to check. Well, the Rays, you know, using the opener, and now they have Chirinos in. He's the bulk guy, and they're employing extreme defenses tonight. They're just letting it all out. Ground ball, and Chirinos reaching back. He makes the play, and the throw to first to retire Toronto. We're going to go into the fourth. It's 2-0 Blue Jays. Blue Jays, here's what's coming up tomorrow on Rays Live. Pre-game shows presented by your local Honda dealers. We'll hear from Joey Wendell, and Orestes will break down Kevin Pillar, the Blue Jays center fielder. Matt Duffy will open the fourth against Sam Gaviglio. Pitch is a strike. Duffy, Choi, and then Pham. That's a pitch on the outside corner. 0-2. Gaviglio was originally drafted by the Rays, by the way, out of high school in 2008, and he went to Oregon State. He was a 40th round pick, so the Rays took a little flyer there, and he decided to go to school, and then eventually drafted by the Cardinals in 2011. Came up with Seattle in 2017. Quick stop in Kansas City, and now with Toronto. That was a base hit, shot through the middle. And the Rays pick up their first hit, their second base runner.
If you're going to come in on Matt Duffy, you've got to get it in there. He tries to sink that ball in on the hands of Matt Duffy, similarly to what we saw the Texas Ranger pitching staff do to him really all series long. Pound him in, pound him in. Well, he got ahead of him away, left one out over the plate, and leadoff man aboard.
And now Ji-Man Choi, the designated hitter. Pitch is a strike. Choi making the most of an opportunity to get regular at bats in this Rays lineup, and has been productive. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You know, that's part of the reason why when Kevin Cash was asked how they plan on using Austin Meadows, he said, look, our outfield right now is pretty stacked and pretty full. Guys doing a good job, and as well as our DH position. He's talking about, of course, you know, G-Man Choi as far as the left-hander goes, and also C.J. Cron as a righty.
And you look at the outfield pretty much with Pham and Malik Smith. Kiermaier's been swinging the bat very well lately.
Yeah, this is a tough team right now to find some playing time for somebody, because these positions are well stocked. They've all been pretty productive.
That's wide. 2-2. Well, there's Meadows, and his reaction to that, I thought, was exemplary. He recognizes the reality, respects the job that these other outfielders have done. He knows his time will come.
Refreshing.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that's the other thing. The addition the Rays have made, Glasnow, now Meadows, the makeup of some of these young players showing signs of being exemplary. Boy, how important that is to building a club. And I think the Rays very well aware of that, have done a great job so far. Not only the athletic and the baseball ability, but you know, there's an emotional and a mental side that goes along with building a winning team. And I think the Rays have done a great job of doing that to this point.
Character counts.
Absolutely.
And it really does.
Well, one of the things you hope, if you're a fan, just a baseball fan, you love the game. We do. I mean, you played a runner goes, swing and a miss, throw down, safe. Duffy's going to have a steal. His 12th of the year as Choi strikes out. But as a fan, you want your club to do well and win. That encourages the development of a great fan base. But you also want a team that you can be proud of in terms of makeup and what they do in the community. And with the proper attitude, that goes a long way in terms of, I think, growing a fan base. They're showing signs of getting that. Well, I think they're going to take a look at this play at second. It was pretty close, but the call's safe. And so we'll see.
That certainly helps the Rays. It was a good throw made by Danny Jansen, right on the bag, right on the money. Now the question was it caught on the leg of Matt Duffy? Because that was about the only way that you were going to be able to get him. There's the throw. Did it get there in time? I don't know, man. I don't see why you challenge that. I think Matt Duffy, this is going to absolutely stay. That glove not yet in contact, not yet. I don't.
Yeah, that doesn't appear to be
no.
the kind of shot that would overturn it.
Well, especially early in the game, you're going to end up eating your challenge here. Nothing definitive enough to overturn it.
So Jeff Nelson and Laz Diaz there with the headsets. So the Rays trying to get a man. Right now do have a man in scoring position. And he is safe. So the Blue Jays use the challenge, come up short. Call stands. And now Tommy Pham. And boy, what a run he has been on. Slider there, strike one. Pham has been on base in 21 consecutive games. heat check. 1-1. Couple sliders from Gavilio to open this at bat. And a good take. 19 home runs for Pham. 5 of those since coming to the Rays, hitting .327 in a Rays uniform.
Well, he has settled in nicely, no question. It was a rough beginning with the Rays. A couple of injuries. Had that fracture in the foot, and then had the dislocated finger.
Impressive thing about that is how quickly he came right back. I'm really surprised that he was back as quickly as he was in both injuries.
Yeah, the fractured foot, there's not a lot you can do with that. You've got to let that thing heal. And that was quick, but the dislocated finger, that's just pain tolerance. And this is a guy that's like, look, I'm going to play. I mean, very determined.
He drives it deep into center. Pillar's going to go back. That's got some carry high off the wall. Bounce away from Pillar. Duffy will score. Pham on his way to third with a stand-up triple, and it's 2-1. He gave it a ride to center, picking up his 4th triple. All 4 of those triples have been with the Rays.
And, he benefits, too, from Kevin Pillar kicking his ball off the wall. A hanging slider, and he gets underneath it, and there's some of that power we're talking about. And as he kicks that ball away, that's what allows Pham to get all the way to third. Why is that important? Less than 2. A lot easier, more ways to get him in from third with 1 out than out at second. So the Rays looking to tie it up here, and the Blue Jays forced to bring that infield in.
Here's Joey Wendell. And he takes a strike. Wendell started the night at 302. Now pitcher first, his first time. There's a shot deep into right center field. That's going to carry off the wall. Extra bases. Pham scores. It's a double for Wendell, and this game is tied. Well, a triple and now a double. And the Rays are all even 2-2.
Boy, tried to come back with that front door sinker, and Joey Wendell did a great job of not giving up any ground. Look at him just hang right there and then wallop that pitch as it sinks into the zone. Boy, that is a pretty thing, and that is a big reason why Joey Wendell has had such a tremendous rookie year. The ability to hang in there and hit the ball to all fields. That one he jumped all over.
Well, 3 hits, 2 runs in the inning. Potential lead run in scoring position. Brandon Lau. Upstairs, a ball, no strikes.
They certainly have made the adjustment here on Gavilio. Started in the 3rd inning, getting some balls into the air, and now here in the 4th, hammering some balls.
This one lifted to the right side. Urania will make the catch at second base. 2 gone. Two outs with Wendell still at second. Fernandez up in the bullpen. Jose Fernandez, the lefty. Now Kevin Kiermaier. And that's the ball a little low. Well, the Rays loaded up the lineup with left-handed hitters. Alex Smith, Choi, Wendell, Lau, Kiermaier, Bowers, Shufo. Down and in. 2-0. So it's a lefty in the bullpen now for the Blue Jays. Rays 14-3 in September. And since the 19th of August, they've gone 23-5. That's a strike. We'll give Kiermaier a nice count, 3-1.
Well, that lets you look for something right out over the heart of the plate, wherever you prefer a pitch, whatever your nitro zone is. That's what you're starting to eyeball here.
A line shot into right, and it's charged by Grichuk. Roy Kiermaier hit that ball hard, and Grichuk caught it. Rays scored 2 to tie. 2-2 ball game.
Against the Blue Jays. Well, last night was rookie dress-up day for the rookies here with the Rays. Sergio Romo and Carlos Gomez had the guys dress up as babies before their trip to Toronto, and when they got here, they were dropped off about a block away from the hotel and had to beat the bus back. And then when they did get back, they had to sing in unison, "O Canada," the Canadian national anthem. And I took a poll in the clubhouse. They all said that Nick Shufo wore it best, guys.
Here's Pham taking care of the shot off the bat of Tellez to begin the bottom of the 4th inning. Well, we were within earshot of their singing performance last night.
Yep.
And it's a pretty good choir.
I think they did a nice job.
They did indeed.
I thought that the idea for the rookie, dress up flight, I believe Sergio Romo is the one that came up with it. Maybe he had some help with it, but dressed up as the babies, because as Sergio Romo said, we've been riding babies all season long.
Yeah.
And how true is that?
Rookie players.
Yeah.
What a great theme, because it's exactly what's happened here. The Rays have got great performance out of a ton of rookies. I have to make sure. I think it's 24 rookies now.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
22 have seen time.
And a couple more have been added.
Yep. And it is
biding their time.
Yeah. And on a team that, interestingly enough, as this team has gotten younger over the course of the season, they've gotten better.
Back a third foul. It's 2-2.
That's what really jumps out at you. You know, there was a big makeover in the offseason, and even more so during the season. More kids coming up, more kids playing prominent roles out in the field, in the, you know, in the lineup, on the mound, and the team just continued to get better and better and better the younger it got.
Full count here to Pilar. And I don't know that I've ever seen it. You know, between the two of us, we put in a few years in this game. I don't think I've ever seen what we've witnessed with this Rays ball club this year. This kind of turnover, number one, just that, and with this positive result. I can't recall ever having witnessed that.
No, neither have I. Not anything close to it. The makeover, the quality of players that left, and the kids, you know, some of them unknown, especially, you know, we haven't seen them play a ton.
That's right.
And they come up, and the way that they have been able to really exceed all expectations and do it on the fly as they have, it really is astounding. Look at that.
The last 27 games, we referenced that briefly with the wins in that stretch, but you look at those numbers, those are impressive numbers. Diaz takes the pitch down as Pilar grounded out to Wendell. So 2 up, 2 down in the fourth. 1 ball, no strikes. Little popper foul coming straight back. Well, I'd always contended that when this team went to the World Series in '08 and went to the postseason 4 years out of 6, playing in the American League East, that was a great story. That had it been maybe in a higher profile market, would have gotten more play. That's going to be out of play as well, and the count goes to 1-2. To accomplish that, I thought was pretty amazing. 4 postseasons in 6 years, given where they came from. And this single season has been remarkable. And the only thing, you know, they're making a push, and it's a long shot now for the wild card. But you could only imagine if they'd been able to do that, top this season off with that. That's a line drive, 1 hop in front of Pham, and Diaz is aboard with a base hit. And the great thing about it, I think nationally across the board, this has not gone unrecognized. And I think they're going to, coming out of this, garner a lot of respect for what they've done this year.
Yeah, and we'll see how 2018 finishes up, but 2019, there are going to be a lot of eyeballs on this team in spring training.
Absolutely.
You know what you love about them too is with all the youth and energy, enthusiasm, you think even some veterans, guys like Carlos Gomez and Sergio Romo, this team has the feel of a college team. I mean, this is what it's like when you played in college. The hijinks on the bench, everybody having a good time, enjoying each other, enjoying the other player's success. The guy who's playing your position tonight, you're just as happy for him having a great game as he is. It's a great group.
Yep. That has been a legitimate development with this team. Nice pitch right there in on Jansen to get the comebacker. We go to the 5th. It's 2-2. Rays started the day 5.5 back of Oakland. Now 6 with that big Oakland win today. And the Yankees, who for a time tried to delay the Red Sox celebration, but the Red Sox with an early lead on the Yankees tonight. So we'll see how it goes. Again, after this, the Rays will have 6 games left with the Blue Jays and 4 with the Yankees. And Jake Bauers will open the 5th inning in this tie game, 2-2. Bauers walked in the 3rd. The only walk given up by the starter, Sam Gaviglio. Pitch is upstairs. Shufo next, and then Smith. Shift on for Bauers. With nothing. First time the Rays saw Gaviglio this year was at the Trop back in June. They scored 5 runs on 7 hits and 3 1/3 off him. 3-1. Then they saw him again in August and scored a couple runs and 5 1/3 off him. 3-1, a liner right to the first baseman, Tellez. One away for Nick Shufo. Nick 0 for 1. He grounded to the second baseman his first time. And a strike on the inside corner. One and one.
Well, we still have not seen Gaviglio very sharp with the secondary pitches. When you think about his breaking balls, a lot of them have stayed up above the zone. They've not been very sharp at all.
This is wide. 2-1.
And you can see how he's trying to now work the fringes of the strike zone, realizing that the secondary offerings have not been very consistent.
And way up with this one. Walker, the pitching coach for the Blue Jays. It's going to be out of play. Full count with 1 out, bases empty. Fade, and a little catch down there near the stands. Foul ball. And Shufo will see another 3-2 pitch. And that's strike 3.
And maybe his best off-speed delivery of the night. How about that? A backdoor little sharp slider in a 3-2 count. It's not big enough.
That takes us to the top of the order. Alex Smith looking for his first hit tonight. Ball 1. Little tapper by the mound. Charge, going to be a tough play. Safe, the call. Alex going in head first. Urania coming in from second. Had to make the pickup and the throw to first, and that was pretty close over there.
Well, but they don't have a challenge. They've already blown their challenge, so they can't even go back to that. I still don't understand why guys go into first base like this head first. And they maybe they got him, maybe they didn't. I don't know, but it doesn't really matter. Can't do anything about it. This is how close it was. They had a way better chance of getting that overturned.
I actually thought they got him watching it live, but and I think they did. But no recourse after using the challenge when Duffy was up in the fourth. Now the runner goes, and the pitch is not in time. Boy, a steal from Alex, number 34.
That's now 14 out of 19 against Gaviglio. So he is susceptible to the running game. Obviously, Malik Smith wasted no time, and really there was no play at second base. Look at this jump. Make a beeline.
To center. Pilar right there. Hit it right to him. A man left. We go to the bottom of the fifth in a tie game. Tickets and secure big savings, best seat locations, concessions, and merchandise discounts, and access to exclusive events all season. And learn how you can enjoy an experience at Seminole Hard Rock Tampa, our complimentary catered suite. Visit RaysBaseball.com. Season tickets today. Second baseman Richard Urania leads it off. One strike to him. He'll be followed by the top of the order. Urania struck out his first time. Broken bat and a roller to second. Lau makes the play in routine fashion, and one away in the bottom of the fifth.
But what a job here by Chirinos, coming on in a tough spot after a quick start by the Blue Jays. He's been good with the sinker, seen some good splits, some good breaking balls. He's working quickly, setting a nice pace.
Well, Billy McKinney. And the first pitch strike at 95.
Yeah, and that velocity, you know, first pitch of the outing was 92. And that velocity has started to creep up. He's still getting good arm side run and sync with it.
Nothing at 2. Geno's in with a record of 4-5. Came in with the Rays down 2-0. The Rays have tied it to get Stanek off the hook. So right now this is Chirinos and Gavilio, the pitchers of record. Upstairs, 1-2. Squares the count. Well, each team with 4 hits, each team with 2 runs. Kenny got off to a very good start with the Blue Jays. Struggled over the last week or so. Was hitting in the low 100s in the last 8 games. He came over from the Yankees organization with Brandon Drury in the J. Happ deal. And he is called out on strikes. We'll giddy up on that one as well for Chirinos. 2 up, 2 down here in this inning.
And he has really settled in again once nicely. 96. How about that? You start that in off the plate too, and a hitter is just not very anxious to pull the trigger. And then there's that arm side run, and it comes back and catches that inside corner.
Gurriel fouls it. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Gone short to first, and it's struck out. Snyder looking on, and to this point seems to like what he's seeing. Another ground ball. Wendell's throw to first right there, and a 1-2-3 fifth through 5. 2-2 ball game. Here's how we got here. Home run in the second inning by Rowdy Tellez after Pritchett had doubled. Connected on Stanek, and the Rays came back in the 4th. Triple by Tommy Pham scored Matt Duffy. And Pham scored on the double to right field by Joey Wendell. That came in the 4th. We are through 5. Tied 2-2. Hits are even at 4 apiece. It'll be Choi, Pham, and Wendell due up in the 6th, and a new pitcher The left-hander Jose Fernandez will take over.
He's appeared in 7 games. He's worked 7 innings, given up 5 hits and just 1 earned run.
G-Man Choi looks at ball 1. And Fernandez misses again, and it's 2-0. Fastball from Fernandez can reach the mid-90s at times. He's wanted 94, and he misses again. 3 straight pitches out of the zone.
I was going to say that the Toronto Blue Jay bench manager John Gibbons would like one of those fastballs to reach the strike zone.
So Petrichka, the right-hander, up in the bullpen. Well, there was strike 3-1. Tommy Pham on deck. And that one catches the outside corner in the upper part of the zone. Full count now. John Gibbons, veteran manager. And ball 4. Fernandez enters the game and gives up the walk. Pham strolls toward the plate. One for 2. That hit the triple and a run scored, run batted in. Another fastball, but off the mark.
That's tough. It's tough when you are not able to command the fastball, and not even able to command it. You just can't even throw a strike with it. It really limits what you're able to do out there on the mound.
And misses again, and he falls behind second straight hitter. Pete Walker heads to the mound. And he's trying to get his left-hander, I'm going to say back on course, but he's just trying to get him on the course.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's trying to do. And like I said, when you're not even able to get your fastball in the zone whatsoever, it just limits your options. And right now, the Blue Jays trying to go over what options are left.
Interesting, Fernandez has been in 7 games, 7 innings, and hasn't walked anybody until this outing, and he can't find the zone. And gets a strike in the upper part of the zone. 2-1. Base hit through the hole into left. Choi up to second. And the Rays have the first 2 men on. Second hit of the night for Pham. And now Joey Wendell will bat.
And I know that the Rays, 7 of their 9 hitters hit from the left side, so you're going to go to the lefty here, Fernandez. But so many of these Rays hitters, left on left, they do a great job. Wendell's one of them.
Yeah, he's hitting .315 against left-handed pitching.
It goes back to, that double that he hit off the wall, where they tried to, Gaviglio tried that front door sinker, and he just stayed with that front hip closed and locked, and then was able to fire on the baseball. That's why he's so good against left-handed pitching. He does not bail.
And he pops it up. Velez at first will make the catch on the infield fly. And that's out number one. And now Brandon Lau is due to hit, but we're going to see Adames come off the bench. Lau will be lifted, and Willie Adames will pinch hit the Rays with a scoring opportunity. And here comes Gibbons. We saw Perpetuating a moment ago in the bullpen. So with 2 men on and 1 out, a pitching change brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Rays baseball on Fox Sports Sun, brought to you by your Southern Chevy dealers. By Eldorado Furniture, a different kind of furniture store for over 50 years. And by your local Ford dealers. Willie Adames saw the pinch hit here in the 6th. And he will face Jake Petrichka.
Petrichka fastball, slider, changeup. Got a lively fastball, averages around 95 miles an hour.
First pitch up and in, 1-0. Thirty-seventh appearance for Petrichka. Spent some time at AAA Buffalo this year. And picks up a strike, 1-1. Formerly with the White Sox. And quite a September for this young man, Willie Adames, 333. And a great August, a better September. Up the middle and a base hit into center. Choi will be waved home. He will score, and the Rays take a 3-2 lead. Pinch hit single for Adames, and the Rays are on top.
Continues this scalding September. They bring in the righty, good stuff, and he stays right on it and stays right up the middle. That's a great job by Willie to give the Rays the lead.
And now the Rays will get another left-handed bat up there against Petrichka. They lifted Lau because Fernandez was in there. They brought Petrichka in. Adames, the right-handed hitter, single. And now the pitch is a ball to Kiermaier. That run charged to Fernandez. That leadoff walk has cost him the run. Chance for more here in the 6th for the Rays. Two balls, no strikes. Another left-hander up in the bullpen. Mesa throwing for the Blue Jays. Two and one. Bam at second, also responsible to the line of Fernandez. Adames at first. And a foul ball right off the mask of Jansen. 2-2. Fletcher takes a little stroll toward the mound to give Jansen a chance to check the dental work to see if it's all secure and nothing loose after that shot to the mask.
He got rattled pretty good. You could hear that loud up here.
Exactly. Why did he want to be a catcher? I'll tell you, those poor guys every night.
You can set your watch to it. You're going to get dinged. You know, blocking balls, even with the equipment on. You block those balls, you take them off the forearm, they get up under the shoulder.
Yeah, that's a special breed to go back there in big league action and do that.
Think about the velocity now in the game, the stuff in the game, those foul tips on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball that have your ears ringing for a couple of innings.
And that's down. So the second walk of the inning. The Rays have the bases loaded. And here comes Gibbons to make another trip. So base hit and a walk allowed by Petrichka. Another call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Rays baseball on Fox Sports Sun, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. By Simply Healthcare, live the Simply life. And by your local Honda dealer. Rays have taken a 3-2 lead. They've loaded the bases in the 6th with one out and will face another pitcher. John Gibbons wants another lefty. Put Mesa into this game now.
Well, doesn't want to see this thing spiral out of control as the Rays have the bases loaded and the left right-handed hitting Jake Bauers scheduled. He's going to be pinch hit for. Here comes C.J. Cron. He's on for the 33rd time and has worked 33 innings.
Well, Cron hitting .301 against lefties. So he is the natural call here in this situation against Mesa. Pops it up out of play, a foul ball for a strike. Boy, a chance for the Rays really to perhaps break this thing open. They've taken the lead, and a great opportunity presenting itself. Bases loaded, and 1 out in the 6th. And he checked the time. Nelson on the appeal says he held up.
Now, and you've got a power right-hander at the plate against the lefty who's fastball slider. Keeps it pretty simple. C.J. Cron, a good idea of what to look for. It's just a matter of, does he do anything when he gets it?
And he bounced it back.
Yeah.
Right there it was.
Yep.
At 93, got a lot of plate, and he fouls it.
That was the pitch. And hopefully he can get another.
27 home runs for Cron. 252 overall. Down and in, blocked by Jansen.
What a great job by Jansen right there, blocking that pitch with the runner at third and Tommy Pham. Not an easy pitch to block because it's in the dirt and it's also at the feet of C.J. Cron. And so you've got a lot going on there.
Joy has scored. Bases loaded. And a shot foul. Oh, look out there. So it's still a 2-2 count. And a cut and a miss. He chased the fastball there up out of the zone. So a big strikeout for Mesa.
Boy, you talk about changing eye levels and changing eye levels effectively. 94 and just could not help himself.
2 outs now. Chupo's going to be lifted. And Carlos Gomez will pinch hit. So another right-handed hitter. Well, we know Gomez very aggressive up there. Let's see how he handles this situation. He's after the first pitch and missed the fastball, strike 1.
There's 2 things, Dwayne, here. This shows you what Kevin Cash thinks about this situation and this opportunity, if you will. Second of all, this is how you play when you've got a 35-man roster, which is what the Rays have right now after the most recent call-ups.
Gomez down in the count, could not check.
I mean, pinch hit, you've got the bodies, and the situation calls for it. Kevin Cash not going to be afraid.
In.
Another nice job by Jansen swallowing that pitch up. Same kind of pitch with C.J. Cron. You've got all that traffic in there. Gomez's feet, the ball in the dirt. You've got to slide laterally to your left. A lot can go wrong.
Now it's 2-2, laying off that high fastball in the mid-90s from Mesa. Strike 3. Gomez thought that might have been too close, but it's a strike, says Andy Fletcher. Rays leave them loaded. They take the lead. Another look at that pitch. Let you decide. Bottom of inning 6 coming. 3-2 Rays. The plate as we move into the bottom of the 6th. Defensively, C.J. Cron stays on to play first base. Joey Wendell moves from short to second base. Adames stays on to play shortstop. And the Rays have a new catcher, Sucre. Jesus Sucre now behind the plate. So Kevin Cash, wholesale changes there, utilizing 3 pinch hitters in the top of the inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Justin Smoke, Randall Critchick, Rowdy Tellez due up for Toronto. Chirinos, 49 pitches, and number 50 is swung on and missed. Strike 1.
So how about this? Now, as the Blue Jays trail, Smoke comes to the plate. The Rays do elect to keep an infielder in.
And that's strike 2.
And that was Matt Duffy. Matt Duffy was up around where he would take away the bunt on pitch number 1. Now he's moving back to a more traditional shortstop, shading up the middle just a little bit.
Pretty close. Chirinos thought he had the corner there.
That was that front door sinker, and you know what? He may have. It was that close.
Well, he comes back and strikes him out. Boy, what a great pitch that was. That changeup just dropped right out.
But, you know, he throws the split variety of that pitch, and look at that thing just gone. Starts at the top of the strike zone, and then see you later.
His 4th strikeout. Oh, what a dandy that was. Critchick takes one right at the bottom of the zone for a strike.
And look at Chirinos. He's catching that ball still connected to the rubber. Watch this. Get it back from Sucre. Ready. Look at that. He's already set. Waiting on the hitter. I mean, there's working fast, and then there's working Chirinos.
Up just a bit. 1-2. Yeah, he can't wait to go.
I love it.
Still a ball, 2 strikes. 2-2. Back a third, a foul ball. Which doubled in the second inning. That was against Standing in front of the Tellez home run. Since the second, just the one hit by Diaz, a single in the fourth. And a cut in the base. What you got on strikes, back-to-back strikeouts to give Chirinos 5.
Got another one with that off speed that split, and that's going to end his night. Unfortunately, fun watching him pitch here.
Boy, it has been a great job by Yanni Chirinos. Call to the bullpen. Brought to you by the Florida Lottery.
For baseball, and let's talk about the night of Yanni Chirinos. He comes in into a tough situation. The Blue Jays had already taken a lead, had a runner aboard, was able to wiggle out of that, and then he would go to work. Everything worked. A good fastball, good velocity, good movement, very good split. Drop in a few of those sliders, and Yanni Chirinos put together a very nice night for Kevin Cash. 4 2/3, 1 hit, 5 punch-outs, just 60 pitches. You'd almost like to say you'd still like to see him out there.
Well, he gives way to Adam Kolarek against the left-handed bat of Rowdy Tellez. That's a strike. Tellez homered in the second inning. Kolarek gone for the 27th time. And a little tapper right side. Kolarek off the mound to cover, takes the toss from Crone. And we're headed into the 7th with the Rays leading 3-2. moment on this date, 2008. Rays clinching the first postseason berth in franchise history. That came with a 7-2 victory at home over the Minnesota Twins before 36,048. That pop-up by John set off the celebration. Trevor Miller on the mound at the time, with Evan Longoria, as you saw, making the catch for that final out, and the celebration began. He's trying to get back to those days, and boy, what a great push it has been this year with his young team. Now Mark Leiter Jr. will come on to pitch for Toronto with the top of the order up for the Rays. Here's Malik Smith. Malik's got a base hit in the 5th inning, an infield single. Average 301. Two and 0. Mesa pitched 2/3 of an inning. Gavilio 5, Fernandez, Petrichka, and Mesa out of the bullpen before Mark Leiter Jr. And Leiter promptly falls behind 3-0. Leiter originally drafted by the Phillies. Now, after spending part of this year with the Phillies in a Blue Jays uniform. And he walks Malik Smith on 4 pitches.
Just inexcusable. This is the stuff that will drive managers and pitching coaches up a wall. This is why we talk about, when you think about guys that you're going to start to groom to be setup guys, back into the bullpen type pitchers. You have got to have the confidence that they can come in and fill up the strike zone, because this is what you can't have in close games.
Well, they gave up a leadoff walk in the 6th, and the Rays took the lead. Could have had more, but still got the go-ahead run across. And Malik, who stole second base in the 5th, drawing the attention of Leiter here in the 7th inning.
And I guarantee you the Rays dugout letting Leiter know, you had your chance. You had your chance. Just pitch now.
Strike. Leiter, a waiver claim by the Blue Jays on the first day of September on the Phillies. And again over to first. Leiter's father, Martin Sr., pitched in the big leagues, and the nephew of Al Leiter spent some time here with the Blue Jays. And a lot of attention here on Malik Smith. There goes Malik. A pitch out, and he's going to steal it anyway. Boy, he got a great jump on a pitch out.
Listen, I don't know if I've ever seen a pitch out where the catcher should have just eaten it. I mean, there he goes. I mean, there was no chance. Even a great throw, it doesn't matter. There was no chance to get it. Alex low flying into second base.
35 steals from Alex now.
Well, this team, they have been so active on the base paths, and really since the All-Star break.
Boy, that's what you walk a guy with speed, suddenly you find yourself nobody out and a man in scoring position.
Yes.
And now the Rays want to cash in this time, because they could have had more in the 6th. And aggressive now here in the 7th with his lead. Matt Duffy. Great contact up there. That's ball 2, 2-1. Ground ball, left side, cut off by Gurriel Jr. No place to go. That fake throw to first and a quick look to third, but Malik was having none of it. And the Rays have been on the corners. So Duffy is aboard. And G-Man Choi is going to be the hitter. With 7 hits. Last 2 innings have been opened with walks followed by a hit. And here's Choi. Fastball on the corner away for a strike. Taking that one. 0-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Well, down the middle part of this game, the Rays scored 2 in the 4th. Left a man in scoring position in the 5th, scored the go-ahead run in the 6th, and left the bases loaded. Now 1st and 3rd, nobody out in the 7th. Duffy back in.
We talked about right-handers having a good pickoff move, and well, you can have quick feet. You can see with Leiter's throw over to first base, way too big of an arm swing. It takes a long time for him to get started. Not going to pick off too many guys like that. You're not even going to really keep them close because they realize it takes too long.
And Choi is out on strikes. Now that's a big strikeout for Leiter.
It certainly is, because, you know, runners on 1st and 3rd, nobody. That's number 1. Number 2, that now allows an opportunity to get a ground ball, get a ground ball double play and get out of this spot.
And Tommy Pham will bat. Pham 2 for 3. Run scored and a run batted in. A good look at ball 1. Been on base now in 22 consecutive games. Career mark for Pham. He takes the pitch low, a breaking ball there, curveball down. Walk in the infield hit, a steal in between. 1st and 3rd, 1 away. This one bounding away, and down to second base goes Duffy. Duffy alertly moving up. Now 2 men in scoring position.
Yeah, and no more double play opportunities. So a heads up read there by Duffy. Seen that ball get away from Jansen. That secondary lead reads the ball in the dirt very nicely.
Ryder charge with a wild pitch. The infield will come in. So another big opportunity for the Rays. Just got the inside part of the plate. 2-1 or 3-1, beg your pardon. Ground ball, diving stop. Gurriel cannot get rid of the ball, and now it's loose. The Rays will get a run. Alex Smith scores. Duffy remains at second, and Pham is on base for the third time. It's a 4-2 ball game.
How about that turn of events? Nice job by Gurriel Jr. to stop it. No way to have a play at the plate. So that run's going to score regardless. You have an opportunity to get Pham at first, and as that comes up, he whips that glove around, and the ball never got into the hand.
Well, a run batted in for Pham. He gets an infield hit. It's RBI number 57 on the year for Pham. The pitch is outside to Wendell. A walk, 2 hits in the inning, a run home. Wendell doubled in a run in the 4th. And a base hit into right field. That will get Duffy home, sending Pham to third. And the Rays now lead 5-2. Joey Wendell with another run batted in.
Now this is what you do. You got to make them pay. And you go back to that leadoff walk to Malik Smith on 4 pitches, a quick steal of second base. And now the Rays are starting to put something together. They're putting some distance between themselves and the Blue Jays.
And John Gibbons is going to make the walk to the mound after this base hit by Wendell. So a slow stroll to the mound by Gibbons. And another pitching change brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Third of an inning, gives up 2 runs so far, leaves with 2 men on, and Joe Biagini is the new pitcher for Toronto.
Well, he is on for the 45th time. Does have 4 starts. Record of 3-7, ERA 5.70. Went prone to the long ball. 13 homers given up in 66 in the 3rd innings.
And Willie Adames will be the first man to face him. Adames is a pinch hitter. Drove in the go-ahead run for the Rays in the 6th. Now they've added a couple more in the 7th to make it 5-2. And here's Adames against Biagini. Fouls a fastball for a strike. Wendell, who drove in a run, is at first. Pham, who had an RBI base hit, is over at 3rd. 3-hit night for Pham. 2-hit night for Wendell. There goes the runner off first, and there will be no throw. So an easy steal for Wendell. That's his 15th.
The Rays turning this thing into a track meet. Just sending everybody. Doesn't matter who's on the mound. They're getting good jumps, stealing these bags easily.
And again, the infield comes up with 1 out. Two. 5-9-0 for the Rays, 2-4-0 for Toronto. And there's strike 3 call. Fastball catching, Adames looking.
Went down and in, and Biagini does a great job of creating angles and driving that pitch down and in. Tough for Willie to pull the trigger here. Watch how he gets right on top of it.
So Kevin Kiermaier, the 7th Ray hitter to come to the plate in the 7th inning. 0 for 2 with a walk. It's a strike right around the corner.
You get fooled. You know, Biagini tall, and he works right over the top. So you drive that 4-seamer downhill. That ends up below the zone, yet he still gets the call.
Missed a little more off that time. Trying to do the same thing. 1-1. Well, this Rays lineup, if you look at it right there, they continue to battle. They've done it consistently here during this couple month stretch. 2 balls and a strike. In this 23-5 stretch, the Rays have hit 93 as a team.
Those numbers, they get to be, you don't realize how good that is.
Yep.
If you have a player or two, I mean, the Rays have 3 guys in the top 10 in the American League in hitting, batting average, coming into play tonight. Now, Joey Wendell was 10th at 299. Now, think about a team hitting 293.
Yep.
Think about all the opportunities to score runs. My gosh.
It's really amazing.
It is.
And then the flip side of that, the team ERA is 2.66. How about that?
How do you lose?
Well,
how do you lose?
How'd they lose 5 games?
I don't know. I don't know. It's a good question.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
You know, but when you come to the ballpark, we come to the ballpark, we come up and set ourselves up in the booth, start doing our homework, and you just know the Rays are going to win that night. That's the feeling that this team now has. Imagine what these guys feel like. Expect to win night in and night out.
Oh, what a great feeling that is. Expect to do it and then do it. Kevin Kiermaier takes ball 3. 3-2. That's C.J. Cron on deck. Wendell second. Pham at third. And he fouls it. So he'll see another full count pitch. Tonight, the first of 4 in Toronto. Genie following Leiter Jr. to the mound. Both runs in this inning charged to Leiter. 2 base runners chargeable to his account. And ball 4 will load the bases. Fifth walk of the night drawn by the Rays. It loads the bases. And C.J. Cron, who entered the game as a pinch hitter in the 6th, will bat with them loaded in the 7th. Jake Bauers started in this spot, walked and lined out. To be a Genie against Cron. And he gets a strike, a call on the outside part.
The key word being he gets that pitch off the plate.
Hunter Wood busy in the bullpen. Rays had Chaz Rowe throwing earlier, and he's out there standing on the mound. Another chance for the Rays to perhaps break this one open. They lead by 3 here in the 7th. And a fly ball. Will that get down? It's going to drop. Base hit out of the reach of McKinney. 2 runs have scored. Another man coming in. That will clear the bases on a base hit. Kiermaier coming across, following Pham and Wendell. And the Rays get 3 on what turned out to be a pop single. And the Rays make it an 8-2 ball game.
Well, 2 outs. Everybody's running on contact. So that ball hangs in the air and everybody is sprinting around the base pass. This ball gets in just a little bit on C.J. Cron, and he drops it right in front of McKinney. He cannot get there in time. And the Rays just continue to run. Let's see Kiermaier getting in there.
Well, now here's Sucre with the Rays up 8-2. 1 strike the count here on Sucre. First plate appearance for the Rays veteran catcher tonight. 2.
Well, isn't it interesting when you get down to this time of year, teams that have something to play for playing against teams that do not, just the difference in the level of energy.
Night and day.
It is night and day, and that's why you've got to take advantage and go out and just punish these teams. The Rays did that in Texas, and that team looked completely disinterested, especially yesterday.
Ball, 2 strikes. Now 2-2. So the Rays have sent 9 men to the plate here in the 7th inning to score 5. Ground ball right side, that's going to go through. Sucre has himself a base hit. Up to second base goes Crone. And another man reaches. And Malik Smith, who began this inning by drawing a walk, will hit again in the 7th. Malik has singled and walked tonight. There's 2 stolen bases and a run scored. Pitches down. The Rays are doing here in the 7th what they had hoped to do in the 6th when they settled for 1 run and left the bases loaded. They cashed it in for 5 here in the 7th. Up and in. 2 balls, no strikes. Genie, pitcher number 6 for the Blue Jays in this game. And a ground ball by the mound. And the toss from second to the shortstop. Urania to Gurriel Jr. 8-2, middle of the 7th, Rays. Hunter Wood, who's going to take over and become pitcher number 4. Rays with a big top half of the 7th, 5 runs. And so they've taken this big lead. Wood on for the 23rd time. I'll take a moment just to say it's great to be back, and thanks to Neil Solans, whom you just heard there, and Rich Hollenberg for sitting in and doing a great job, and we certainly appreciate that. And nice to be back and see the Rays continue to do what they've been doing.
It's good to have you back, partner.
Thank you. Always good to be in your company. You know that. It's the bottom of the 7th underway with Kevin Pillar up here.
Part of our world tour. We're getting the band back together.
Yes.
Let's go. We're going to hit Toronto.
Yeah, I've always wanted to be in a band. Fly ball. center field, and Kiermaier is there. So Pilar is out of there, 1 away. Well, it's been so much fun, and I'll tell you, this club is catching the fancy of a lot of people. The Rays have a lot of people talking about what's going on.
You know, and I mean, I know that you feel the same way, but I find myself becoming a fan. You know, you're up here to do a job, and you watch these guys and just how much fun they have.
Diaz back to Malik's out there on the track, so 2 quick outs here.
You start getting invested in these guys.
Yeah,
you know,
you
I
sure
mean,
do.
you hate to have. I mean, listen, been in this game for a long time, like you said earlier. And you've seen a lot of baseball, and you want to take the wins and the losses home with you. But I'll tell you what, you start getting emotionally invested in this team because there's such a great group of guys, and the way they play, how hard they play.
Yep. And it's easy to do, and I think fans sense that as well. And it's a genuine article right here we're talking about. 1 strike the count to Danny Jansen. This one is down. He just had a shot at Snell. He's won 20 games, and the other night he's talking about everything in the world except how good he is.
You know what? That was the thing that stood out. He's like, look, the number's great, but I was able to achieve that number because of the guys in this room.
Yep.
My teammates.
Down to third, Duffy. Long throw, and it's right there in a quick bottom of the 7th inning. 3 up and 3 down. We go to the 8th. It's 8-2 Tampa Bay. Rays trying to go 20 games over 500, and here's how they got there. Since August the 1st, the Rays 31-13.
That's remarkable. I mean, look at the winning percentage. 705, and that's, you know, you're going on a well over a month and a half now. And you just expect them to continue to win. I mean, they're going to be playing an overmatched Blue Jay team here through the weekend with nothing left to play for. So the way that these guys have been bringing it night in and night out, you expect them to keep winning.
Well, Matt Duffy will lead it off as you look at Jonathan Davis, who's taken over in center field. And Duffy with 2 hits is back over 300.
Well, there you go. That's the 3rd Ray now with a batting average over 300. He now joins Joey Wendell and Malik Smith.
Yep. 301 this time up.
How about that? 3 different guys in the same lineup.
That's a line drive to second. Urania grabs it. So the leadoff man retired in the 8th.
I'll tell you what, how about Joey Wendell and him shooting up the boards, or at least in the national conscious of that Rookie of the Year voting, how hot he's been.
I'll tell you, he has to get some serious consideration. I know they're bigger markets and guys who get a lot more publicity. But boy, Wendell has had a great year in so many ways. Well, look, he's hitting 300. Yeah, but it only begins there with what he's meant to this team and what he's done. Want to know the count to Choi. Shoots it back into left. That's going to be caught by McKinney in front of the track. 2 gone in the 8th. Well, here is Tommy Pham and the Bonefish hits and plays of the game.
Tommy Pham just continues to get it done. You know, this guy, we already highlighted his ball game yesterday. You know, had a single, his first at bat, a homer to right, homer to center, contributing again here tonight.
Grounds it back.
Dwayne, how about this? We're talking about Joey Wendell. On June 26th, we're well into the season at that point. On June 26th, he was hitting 258. 258. And since then, he's hitting 338 since the end of June.
Wow. Yep.
338 on base of 393.
Pham lifts a fly ball for Davis at center. And the Rays are up and down 1-2-3. Bottom of inning 8 coming. It's 8-2 Rays. Bottom of the 8th. Urania leads it off against Hunter Wood. And strokes it the other way into left to pick up a leadoff single. So a base hit on the first pitch. And the leadoff man is on base for the first time since the 2nd inning tonight for the Blue Jays. Now the leadoff spot, Billy McKinney is due, but he will be lifted in favor of Anthony Alford. 1 on, nobody out. Fastball by him.
Hunter Wood's got that sneaky velocity. You saw that one at 95 and that swing by Alford. He's going to have to shorten that up a little bit to be able to catch up with the heat.
Yeah, you sitting on the bench all night, coming, trying to catch up with that. '95 up, 1-1. It's David Polino in the bullpen. Oh, 1-2 to Alford. Jays picking up their 5th hit of the night here in the 8th. 3 of those came in the 2nd. The Jays took the lead 2-0 in the 2nd, and the Rays have scored 8 unanswered runs. A cut and a miss. Alford out of there.
How much depth can you get on a hook? That's what Hunter Wood.
How about that for an at bat? 95 to begin it, and this to end it.
Not fun. Especially like you said, the point you made coming off the bench to do that.
Lourdes Gurriel Jr. for 3 tonight. Ooh, look out, up and in. 96, and the helmet goes flying. Boy, that is uncomfortable. Foul ball back. 1-1. And to right. Alex Smith is there lined up and making the catch. 2 outs in the 8th. After the leadoff single by Urena, Alford struck out. Gurriel is lined out to right. And Justin Smoke 0 for 2 with a walk, couple strikeouts. Stanek, Chirinos, Kolarek, and now Wood. One ball, no strikes. Down to first, and that will be handled unassisted by Crone. With a man left, we head into the 9th inning. 8-2 Tampa Bay. be hearing more from you after our game, with the Rays leading right now. Moving on to the 9th inning, they'll be facing David Polino, tall right-hander.
Well, limited work here with the Blue Jays, on for just the 4th time, 2 2/3 innings. Does have 4 strikeouts.
And changes. Dwight Smith Jr. takes over in left. Alford stays on to play right. Joey Wendell takes strike 1. The 9th inning is underway. Wow, breaking ball right there. Pretty good one.
Well, yeah. I mean, talked about Hunter Wood, the depth that he got on his curveball. That one had quite a bit, too.
How about these ranks for Wendell in the American League rookie rankings?
Yeah, well.
That's a fly ball to left center, and that's Jonathan Davis making the catch.
You know, we talked about that since June the 26th when he was hitting 258.
Yep.
Now 338, on base of 393, and you know, a slug of 515. So you look at his OPS since the end of June, and it's up over 900,
yep.
908. You know, and then you combine that with his defense, his versatility in the field.
Yeah, that's been amazing. You know, he's gone to shortstop, played it well, left field, played it well, third, second base, his position, but he's played all of them and has been very good everywhere he's gone. Willie Adames entered the game as a pinch hitter. Got a big base hit to give the Rays the lead in the 6th. They have not looked back. Now strike. Ball, 2 strikes.
Oh, good changeup right there, showing some good stuff. Good curveball, good slider, good changeup.
And a cut and a miss.
I'll tell you what,
he's going to work.
Yes, he is. Boy, that had some really good sinking action to the arm side, the changeup.
So 2 up, 2 down.
Look at that thing.
I'll tell you.
Turn it over, baby.
And now Austin Meadows will make his Rays debut. Part of the deal with Pittsburgh. And a fine young outfielder. Been with the Pirates earlier this year, hit 292 with 5 home runs. Went to Durham and played extremely well there. And so he's hitting in the place of Kiermaier. A ball and a strike. And the breaking ball he takes for strike 2. So we get a look at Austin Meadows, who just joined the club following the completion of the Durham and the postseason competition for the Durham Bulls. Lifted foul the other way, a fastball.
Big part of the future. And you can say that about a lot of these guys.
Yep.
They've got a nice core to build around.
Ground ball down to first, backhanded by Tellez, and the play made unassisted. 3 up, 3 down, go the Rays. 8-2, we go to the bottom of the 9th. of this 4-game series. Tellez homered back in the second inning. The StatCast AI powered by AWS. Pretty good shot there by Tellez. And the Rays defensively will have Austin Meadows in right field. And Malik Smith will move over to play center in the 9th inning. And a new pitcher as well, Jamie Schultz on the hill. Pitcher number 5 for the Rays.
Looking to close this one out. He is on for the 20th time, 30 strikeouts, 28 1/3 innings. I mean, look at all those numbers, and if Jamie Schultz finds a way to clean up the walks, got a chance to be another really good option for Kevin Cash at the back end of the bullpen.
Well, Dwight Smith Jr. will lead it off at the bottom of the 9th. Takes a pitch down. Smith's father spent a lot of time in the big leagues with came up with the Chicago Cubs. And a brief stop with the Rays. It's foul back. It's 1-1. And I'll tell you, aside from hitting, and his father could really swing the bat and hit, he could sing. A lot of talent he was. Probably still can sing. Now his son's playing here in the big leagues and getting a look with the Toronto Blue Jays.
You know what I wish I could do? Musically?
Yes.
Play the piano.
Really?
Yeah. Play the piano.
You should take lessons.
I don't have the. You know what? I'm honestly, after the two Tommy John surgeries and not getting all the feeling back in, you know, my pinky finger and ring finger with the, you know, manipulation of that ulnar nerve, I doubt that I could. Well, I don't know if I have the manual dexterity, but I'll tell you, I'd love. I mean, a good piano player. My gosh.
Well, we'll have to work on that for you.
So I like the rock song piano.
Oh, there's a shot back towards right center field. One hops the wall out there. Alex has a little trouble getting the handle on it, and Smith's going to go all the way to third. Well hit ball by Dwight Smith Jr.
And tagged that ball pretty good and deep into right center field, and then Malik Smith going out there to try to play it off the wall and keep Smith at second base, and it just comes loose. That fastball just too much of the plate. And that little leg kick right there, good timing, and off to the races he goes. That's what we're talking about, trying to grab that ball right off the end of the glove it goes.
And they're going to rule it a double and an error on Malik's. Tellez taking a pitch down. Hit number 6 for Toronto. That's the first error of the game. Fastball, and it's 1-1. Back foul. Schultz touch for the extra base hit. Ground ball, foul outside of first. The Rays, when they complete this series at Toronto and get home, that'll be Monday when they'll open the series against the Yankees. New York in for 4, then this same Blue Jay club in for 3 to play out the regular schedule. 2-2 the count. That's a base hit the other way. That'll be an extra base hit. Run scores. Pham with the toss down the line toward third. And the Blue Jays pick up a run. It's 8-3. Tellez driving in all 3 Toronto runs tonight.
Stays inside that ball and slices it. Keeps it fair by a couple of feet. Here comes Smith Jr. and Blue Jays trying to work something up here in the 9th inning.
Kyle Snyder is going to make a trip to the mound here. A couple of extra base hits greeting Schultz. Jonathan Davis is the hitter due. Villar played center field tonight, was 1 for 3. So with nobody out, Jonathan Davis gets his first plate appearance of the night. Schultz misses upstairs. Foul right back. Fastball 1-1. One ball, 2 strikes. Reese McGuire, catcher, is on deck. There he is, left-handed hitter. Two balls, 2 strikes. Schultz looking for the first out in the bottom of the 9th. The fastball foul back. Foul ball again. Davis spent a good part of the year at the Double-A level in New Hampshire. Hit a little over 300 there. And hit 249 in 46 games with Buffalo. And the count is full. Pop foul back. Fastball 96 in off the plate, but he fouled it back. couple of extra base hits and error. The run batted in on the double by Tellez. 3-2 and a foul ball again. Fastball perhaps a little up out of the zone, but Davis went for it and fouled it. This will be the 10th pitch of this at bat coming for Schultz against Jonathan Davis. And Schultz hits him. Well, you don't want this thing to get any more interesting.
Well, that's why Kevin Cash right on the phone right away. How about that? You're talking about 10, 11 pitches into an AB, and you end up missing with the fastball to where it hits him.
And, Romo's going to get up. Reese McGuire is going to be the pinch hitter as Romo prepares to loosen. And a big cut and a miss. Fastball at 95. Fouls it back. 0-2. McGuire spent the full season at Buffalo. Hit 233 there with 7 home runs. Fouls it. So 3 straight hitters have reached to begin the bottom of the 9th for Toronto. And away. Schultz, the 5th Rays pitcher of the game. This is by plenty. Ball popping away from Sucre, and now it's 2-2. Boy, you can see Schultz slow down everything there with that attempt on the breaking ball.
Guy searching. You're trying to find it. Becomes almost subconscious, and that's the last thing that you want to do, because that leads to bigger problems.
And he'll get strike 3 there. That fastball away, and Reese McGuire thought it was a little bit off the plate. Here's a look.
Well, you know what? That's been close enough tonight. That has been close enough tonight for both sides.
Danny Jansen swinging and missing. Going after the fastball up. Three ground ball outs for Jansen. And now it's 0-2.
That's the way you rip a breaking ball right there.
Fastball up and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Schultz did not pitch in the Texas series. This one is foul back. He worked 2 innings Sunday at Tropicana Field against Oakland. And trying to get through the ninth here with the Rays right now up 8-3. He's been touched for a run in this inning. And a long one to left. He's touched for more now. That one is out of here. He gives up a 3-run home run on a 1-2 pitch. Velez scores, Davis scores, and Jansen has hit his 3rd home run of the year. And it's a 2-run ball game now. And that's going to get Kevin Cash out of the dugout.
Boy, hung the breaking ball. And you can see by the reaction of Schultz, he knew exactly what this outcome was going to be.
So the Rays will make a call to the bullpen, brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Tonight. It has been a 4-run bottom of the ninth, and now Sergio Romo comes on for the 69th time. He'll be facing Richard Urania. The pitch to the Toronto second baseman is a ball. He is 1 for 3 tonight. Strikeout, ground out, and a single. Balls, no strikes. One big cut. Romo worked Monday. Closed out the 3-0 win in Texas. That will even the count, 2-2.
Backdoor breaking ball. Trying to stay away from the lefty.
And a wave and a miss. That takes care of Urania. So a big out there as Romo strikes out the first man he faces. 2 gone here in the bottom of the ninth.
Got him with a changeup. A lot of off speed here to Urania. That backdoor breaking ball, and he sprinkled in some changeups too, and that was a dandy to put him away.
Oh, Kendrys Morales will come on to pinch hit for Alford. Alford entered the game as a pinch hitter in the 8th, and now Morales will hit for him. Ball one. Fly ball, right center, not too deep. That ball's going to fall. Wendell out there to track it down. And Smith and Meadows converging. And the Blue Jays will get the potential tying run to the plate here in the ninth.
Well, nobody could get there. Hey, you talk about dropping a ball into no man's land. Thought this was the end of the game. Ball off the end of the bat. Plenty of air. And look at this. Everybody giving chase and no one able to get there.
So the base hit. Hernandez, the pinch runner. And the hitter, Gurriel Jr. And he hits a high fly ball to left. Pam's going to go to the wall. That one is gone. And this is a tie game. Romo checks for the home run by Gurriel. And the Blue Jays have picked themselves right up off the floor and have tied the Rays here. Gurriel, 9th home run of the year. How about that? It's an 8-8 ball game. Well, after that pop fly to center field dropped in on the very next pitch, Gurriel hits it out. Here it is.
All right, the breaking ball never got to its spot. It stayed middle in. And Gurriel, enough air and enough distance. Unbelievable.
Oh, 4 runs charged to Schultz and 2 to Romo. And now Justin Smoke. He hits one deep to right. That ball is gone. And the Blue Jays win it 9-8 on a walk-off home run by Justin Smoke. An unbelievable finish. '25th home run of the year for Smoke. And the Blue Jays, who had started to empty the bench, win it. Suddenly found themselves with an opportunity. And on back-to-back home runs by Gurriel Jr. and Justin Smoke, Toronto comes back to win this game 9-8. Here's the winning blow.
Well, it looked to be a changeup, and Justin Smoke went right down and got it and lifted it. Are you kidding me? Makes you sick.
Are the Rays in a position to go 20 games over 500 and are shocked by the Blue Jays? Blue Jays sent 9 men to the plate in the 9th inning to score 7 runs and win it 9-8.
And you think about that little bloop off the bat of Kendrys Morales that no one could get to. Got it started.
The last 3 pitches of the game, disaster for the Rays. For Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats, hope you've enjoyed the telecast, if not the outcome. Rays Live, the postgame comes your way next.